Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Sleepless Yogi. In this video I'll be going over my journey and I'll tell you how an ordinary software engineer with extraordinary dreams achieved success. Yes, I like to call myself as an ordinary software engineer because that's who I am, and that's exactly what makes it so special, because you guys can relate to it and can get inspired by it. Well, this will be a video series of small videos, and I really don't know how many videos I'm gonna make, but I do hope you enjoy it. So, good morning, ordinary people. Let's begin. So, my childhood was pretty ordinary. I grew up in a middle class family. I did not have my own computer. I in fact lived in a joint family, so I used to live with my two cousins, my uncle and aunt, and my cousin he had his own computer, so uh, I used to steal time from him. I used to sit on his computer mostly for fun, mostly to play games, do some fun flash animation, and that's it. But one thing I was pretty intrigued about at that time was my cousin. He used to use his computer for something else. Well, other than having fun that I used to do. But now I know what he was exactly doing. He was doing programming, and that was pretty interesting at that time. So there is a pretty interesting story of how I got into engineering and how I got into software engineering in particular. I never wanted to be a software engineer. I in fact wanted to be. I loved machines, so I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. But my dad, he pushed me into software engineering because of my cousin. So that's how I got into software engineering field. So I did my software engineering. I got my software engineering degree in India, but all I did there was like read a bunch of big reference books and memorize stuff, copy journals, lab journals from my friends, and that's it. Probably because I don't remember having getting any practical knowledge or working on any real world projects. So it was all about basically it was nothing. Basically, it was nothing as shown in the movies. It was pretty bland. So my engineering continued for another 4 years. It was nothing special. It was nothing different. I was just copying assignments, reading reference books. And exams in India are fun too. Basically, all you need to do is read up on the last 5 years of question papers, and if you study those question papers, that's it. You get like 70 to 80% of the answers. You don't have to do anything special. That's fun. But that's not all. I actually started hanging out with few of my friends who did something special. They were a real they were a real inspiration to me. They were talking about ideas, they were talking about technology, and they talked about how to build applications and deploy them essentially. This was new to me. This was some real practical lessons that they gave me, and that's how I actually started getting more interested in programming and building apps. And that is when I actually started doing something, because that's how I learned. To learn something, you have to build something, and that was the turning point of my career, because the apps that I built, the apps that I deployed, I they were noticed by a software engineering company. So they reached out to me, and they reached out to me to sponsor my final year project, and that was a great experience. This was new to me. I was very much thrilled because I'll be getting some software engineering with real world experience now. And that's what I got. I got to learn from one of the software engineering managers, and she taught me some great lessons about how to think through a project, how to solve a complex problem, how to approach a project and break it down into smaller pieces, and write code that that will that will enable you to build something scalable and usable by real users. It was a great experience. I would encourage you guys, if you get an opportunity like this, just pounce on it and get that experience, because that is what is gonna count. uh, that was great for another reason, because they actually, my hard work paid off, because they actually offered me a job after completing my final year project. And after completing my final year, they actually offered me a job. And that's not all. I actually got job offers from 4 different leading software companies. One of it was Persistent Systems, Infosys, Cognizant, and Accenture. And I was thrilled to be now working on some real world projects. So I joined Persistent Systems, and I was working on some cutting edge technology of that time: C Sharp, .NET, SQL, and and most and the best of it, best of all was Silverlight. I actually wonder if anyone still uses Silverlight. Comment below in the comment section if you use, or if you have ever used Silverlight in your life. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I love my job. And then United States. So this was another turning point of my career, of my life. But let's skip that for the next part of the video series about my life's journey. I hope you have enjoyed up to this point. In the next video, I'll be going over uh, my journey from India to United States, how I completed my master's degree, how I worked on some amazing projects under some great professors that taught me some real world lessons, and like what my salary looked like when I started, and how I got into a financial crisis that completely broke me down. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what else you would like to know about me, and how are you finding this series. Thank you.